Shep Smith is going ballistic. What's he doing? He's going to get himself fired doing this, but it's awesome. All of a sudden, we got a huge fan. We're a huge fan of someone on Fox News. Get a hold of what he did about the New Jersey governor's race today. Watch this.
Doing well, and that the Democrats probably going to win, right?
Well, you know, Shep, there's so much back and forth in this race. It's been very tight. We're lucky enough that we were able to have the Republican contender, the challenger, Chris Christie, is just wrapping up a campaign event, was kind enough to stop and talk with us a little bit. Let me ask you, we've been talking, and Shep, thanks so much for your time.
Then they cut the whole interview.
Shep, we'll send it back to you.
When will you be interviewing John Corzine?
We have in multiple requests, and when it comes through, we'll let you know.
Wow. Thank you very much, Shannon Bream.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that was about to happen. My apologies for the lack of balance there. If I'd had control, it wouldn't have happened. Don't forget to catch the elections.
Wow. Wow. Jesus. First of all, let's break down a couple of things that are happening here. Number one, she will hate him forever.
Yeah, you could tell the hate in her eyes. You could see the hate in her eyes as he was asking her.
Oh.
She seemed so annoyed with it.
Oh, I could feel the laser beams coming out of the TV screen.
Well, let me
now, and to be fair to her, he's not really being fair to her.
No,
right?
he's not.
It's not about her.
Right, it's not about her. And the fact of the matter is, as a reporter, and when the anchor blindsided you with a question, especially one where he's making a point and he knows, she doesn't know when the interview with John Corzine's coming. She was at that event. And by the way, if you don't not interview the New Jersey gubernatorial candidate if you're there and have an opportunity to. Now, my hunch is, I don't know why exactly Fox was covering that today, and my hunch is they're helping him, and my hunch is Roger Ailes and Chris Christie are friends, and I think there's a whole host of problems. But that said, and so, I mean, but the notion that I wouldn't do an interview with the Republican just because I couldn't get an interview with the Democrat, you do the interview. Definitely.
No, I get that. So again, it's about context. So if you look at it just within this context, you say Shep's actually being too tough, not just on her. And I know it's not. I 100% get that it's not about her that he's angry, right? He's being too tough overall, right? But the context is, I'm sure that what Fox News does all the time is, on Election Day, they give coverage and airtime. They obviously edited that interview now Fox didn't. We edited that interview. In what we're showing you. But they give airtime, a lot of airtime, to the Republican side, and so the voters get to see what the Republican is saying and don't get to see what the Democrats are saying. And that's why Shep is pissed. And that's why Shep is saying, hey, can we get some balance around here? This is looking comical. I mean, we always do this. Now, he didn't say that, but that's what's underlying this, and that's why he's mad at this and why he said it on air. Now, afterwards, there's going to be a shitstorm at Fox News, right? She's going to call the bosses and say, what the hell? I was ambushed. What the hell? And then he's going to say, hey, listen, you know what? I'm tired of the producers telling these reporters who don't know a damn thing about journalism.
Like you got this conversation so much.
I got it. No, this is what's happening. So I almost taped it. That's how much I know this. And I'm tired of these reporters who don't know anything, which they don't. They get fed by the producers. Okay, go interview the Republicans.
That's not. I got to be honest. That's not fair. That suggests that the producers know something and they arguably know less.
No, what I mean by producers is not the producer on the ground. That's a good
executives.
point. I mean the VP of News, Dan Moody, right? And who says, go get me an interview with Chris Christie, doesn't mention Corzine, right? And what he's going to, my guess is what Shep is going to say is, you know you're doing it, and look, if I get it on my show, on my air, I'm going to call it out.
Right. Now, I don't know that, what I don't think is that, they gave him this big contract once they already knew that he wasn't 100% a team player.
Right.
And, he delivers some numbers in the spot that they have him, I think.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
He does.
So
I just saw it yesterday.
They don't really care. And so whether there's going to be is she going to call and complain? She might not, because he's got some power, and there might not be an advantage to that. And, it just depends. I mean, she probably has none and might make $110,000, and he makes $7.5 million. And,
No, she's super pissed, and there's going to be people on her
side.
No,
oh, she might be.
And I don't blame her, but my guess is that they're going to use this as an excuse because they have something to hold on to here and say, Shep, well, we don't mind which way you come at this problem, and we don't mind your perspective, right? We don't mind any of that, but you can't be doing this on air to a reporter, and it's not da-da-da, and so they're going to reprimand him in that way is my guess. Now, how it plays out, they might like that it gives it a false appearance of balance on Fox, and it's not just false. He is balancing them out a little bit because he's clearly trying to do journalism, and to which I give him enormous credit for. So they might like that, or they might think, No, we can't even have it for an hour.
Yeah, or no one will complain about anything. I mean, that's also entirely possible.
Can't get enough of the Young Turks? Well, then subscribe to the TYT's YouTube channel. What's the matter with you?